So welcome back everybody. So today we've woken up to an absolutely beautiful Saturday after a week of basically torrential rain. So we decided to get ready and jump on the bikes and do one of our local favourites here on the Sunshine Coast. But unfortunately today is going to be a little bit different because it's only going to be Mum and I on the bikes. Seeing my dad has had a bit of a rough couple weeks since our last trip down south and has had 2 back surgeries and is still unable to jump on the bike. So he's deciding to jump in the car and follow us up to Rainbow Beach, which is one of our favourite rides here on the coast. And we absolutely love doing it. So I'm very excited for today. And hopefully we go all right, fingers crossed. It's the first time Mum and I are kind of doing a ride by ourselves, even though he's going to be in the car with us. It's going to be interesting to see how we go. I have no idea what's happened to the weather. It was so sunny before, but now it seems to have covered over. So hopefully it doesn't rain on us because that would not be a good start to the day. But I think we got most of the tire out of the way first and it shouldn't be long until we're on the sand. And it looks like we're going to be able to fit first try. No waiting in lines for us today, which is quite lucky.
Side guys, side by side.
We'll head straight to the front now. First try, how good's that? The weather is absolutely perfect again now. It was so weird, a fog settled over the whole of Noosa and it got so cold and dark all of a sudden that I was quite worried for the outcome of our day, but it looks like it is improving drastically. I'm actually so excited. We haven't been able to ride for basically 11 weeks, seeing Dad was out of action for a while. So I'm very keen to get back out there. So there's a lot of anticipation. It was kind of a spontaneous decision to come riding today, but I'm super excited for it. Alright, we've just got back on our bikes and we are getting ready to head out to the sand for the first time today. It should be pretty hard packed by the looks of things around here. It's still quite wet, the sand. So we just sent Dad first to kind of go test it out for us and so he can get all set up on the other end. And then Mum and I will follow through. But it's super exciting. The weather is absolutely perfect again, which is great. So not too long until we can be riding on some amazing beaches. I kind of got to get in the mindset of sand again. It's a bit hard when you haven't ridden on it for a while. You kind of forget how slippery it is. Wow, it is incredible when you come out here. It's just such a shock to the system, all the white sand. Alrighty, I think I'm going to head. Alright, fingers crossed this all goes well. Oh, touch wood, it's pretty hard packed stuff. Ooh, as I say that, I go a bit off kilter. Oh dearie me. I'm so out of practice. Oh, how good's that? That is such an amazing feeling coming down here. Yay, we made it! How good's that? No, I said we're pretty out of practice.
I don't think that's how you'll go back there.
Oh no. They don't look very promising at all, that Hyundai. It doesn't look like it's going to make it through very well. So I know technically we aren't by ourselves, but this is really Mum and I's first ride without Dad on a bike as well. So that is a little bit of step in the Independence direction. But it is quite nice having him in the car just as a bit of a safety net if anything does go wrong with the bikes or anything like that. But yeah, Mum and I were pretty keen to go for a ride sooner than later because we were definitely missing it. Because we were planning initially after the trip down south to come straight back home and Dad drive down to Sydney in the motorhome and then fly back. And then we were planning to the three of us all ride down there, just all dirt all the way down to Sydney from the Sunshine Coast. And that would have been an absolutely awesome ride, but unfortunately Dad and his back issues kind of ruled that one out for us for the past 11 weeks, so we've just been sorting all that out. But he's definitely on the mend and we are still planning future trips, which is really exciting. So I haven't been able to be as consistent as I'd like to be with posting videos and going for rides and stuff, but we'll keep on it and hopefully it just keeps getting better and better. Just a typical Australian winter weekend with all the campers out here today. There are actually quite a few, but it is absolutely spectacular, so I cannot blame them. I've actually never camped down on this beach here, which is definitely something I would want to do in the future because it's absolutely lovely. It's so nice out here. We couldn't have asked for a better day, really. I said it wasn't too busy before considering it was a Saturday, but I can eat my words because it's like Pitt Street Station in here. Oh, he's telling me basically to go straight for it. Oh dear. Let's see how we go. I'm going to this one. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have. Oh dear. I shouldn't have slowed down for that one. Far out. I'm so out of practice with these. Oh no. Wash out my path, why don't you? Come on. Oh no, 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 no. Dee, wait. I did not want to get bogged. Oh, there goes Mum spitting up some sand. God, I'm going so slow and I'm just pedaling through it. Ah, oh, thank goodness. Whew. That's a little bit of a workout, that. I was a bit nervous I was going to get bogged there. I almost got stuck.
Keep going. I'll check the car.
This sand's definitely a little bit softer than the other entryway, so you kind of have to be a bit more technical. Well, for me it's not really technical, it's just kind of hoping for the best and paddling through. That's why I love having my bike a little bit lowered, just so I can pedal through some of these bits and touch the ground, which is probably not the most advanced technique in the world, but I definitely find it's the best for me. But I do have to say it is considerably easier with the PacSan compared to last time. I wonder how Mum's finding it, because she said she was a little bit nervous for today's ride, just because her bike's a little bit taller and has a bit more power to it just to get through some of the sand. We're coming up to the other entry point now. And from memory, this one isn't too bad typically, but I won't jinx it just yet. Gosh, it's so cool coming out to that. The water is just so blue. I can't wipe the smile off my face. I absolutely love it out here. Oh, that doesn't look too bad at all. Wow. How nice is it down here? That is just spectacular.
Well done.
Hey, how good's that?
That was good.
How did you go with your bike?
Oh, not too bad. I was a bit clumsy with paddling, but that's all right.
Yeah, I had no technique. I was just hoping.
You were digging a nice trench.
Oh yeah, I know. A little bit nervous for the sand coming up ahead. He says he's not worried about us, he's more worried about himself, because he hasn't tested this car out on the beach yet, so we have to see how we go. And considering we're both on bikes, I don't think we could really help him if he gets too much into trouble, but luckily there are a lot of four-wheel drives around that would give a hand out. But good luck. Are you going to go first or are we going first? Oh, that answers that one, so he's off first, so fingers crossed he's alright.
You ready?
I'm a little bit nervous now, I don't know why.
I know, I've got anxiety, but that's all right. The problem is we need to carry speed, but I'm not good enough to carry speed.
Do you want me to go first?
Yep, you go.
Alrighty, here I go. Now this is always a little bit of the harder spot because it's just so much drier, but I have to see. The problem is you got to carry some speed into it, but I always tend to slow down just by habit. Oh yeah, that's some soft sand there. Oh dear. Fingers crossed I am in a decent track. Oh, Mum's just motoring past. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've never seen her go so fast in the sand. You get out of breath quite quickly, I have to say. Oh dear. God, Mum's absolutely thrashed me on this one. There's no technique to this for me. Oh, come on. Almost there, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, thank goodness. That wore me out. I was in too high gear before. I'm always in first, but for some reason I was in second, and once I was kind of going, I couldn't really stopped to change. I was too busy pedaling my feet. But yeah, that's definitely easy when I'm in first, I have to say. Wow, I just love it. Look at that. Sometimes I forget how lucky I am that my mum and dad ride with me. It is so good that they come out with me, because otherwise I would never really experience all this stuff. I get scared sometimes. Oh dearie me, it's a bit boggy here around here. Yeah, but I wouldn't want the tide too much higher, because you would get quite saturated and not be able to get past some of those logs. Seeing it's already quite wet, and it's meant to be the lowest point of the tide today at midday, and it's 11:43 now. Once the sand's a little bit damp and got water sitting on top, it's a bit grabby on your tyres, I find. And so I'm kind of being suctioned down a little bit. So I'm kind of having to fight it with my handlebars. I think that is the quote unquote hardest part out of the way. Not so much hard, just a bit tricky to get past some of the logs without getting saturated. Wow, look at the breathtaking, the colours, it's just amazing. How'd you go, Mum?
Good.
Hopefully Dad's alright.
It's sucky, that sand.
That's what I was saying. It feels like it suctions you down a bit.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be too much farther till we reach Rainbow Beach, where we might stop for lunch and have a little bit of a break. And I don't actually think we'll come back in this direction. We'll probably head back another way we usually go, but we'll see. A couple of nights ago we were sitting on the couch trying to decide, when Dad gets better, where our next trip will be. And we're thinking the Flinders Ranges. That's kind of one that's been on our bucket list for a while now. And we're watching a couple videos on it, and it just looks so incredible, and definitely one we want to be able to visit sooner than later. So if anyone has any Australian trip recommendations, we'd love to hear it, because we are definitely always looking for something new. But yeah, we're thinking Flinders Ranges, and one we also want to do one day in the future, and there's probably not too soon, but the Simpson Desert is one we always want to try. All kind of famous Australian rides that you kind of have to tick off the bucket list eventually, once in a life. That I kind of mentioned in the last couple of videos is Mum has been looking at swapping her bike out. So currently she's riding a KTM 690, and while she does absolutely love it, she finds it a little bit too tall and has a bit too much power in the throttle and stuff. So she has been looking at just downgrading a little bit in power. So she has either been looking at one of my bikes, which is a Honda 300 Rally, or we did actually look at yesterday the new CF Moto 450, and we had to sit on that one, and we were actually surprised how much we liked it. So on Monday, so in a couple of days, we're going to go as a family to test ride it out, because that could be a promising bike for her for the future. And also Dad, because currently he's on a KTM 890, and seeing he's just had back surgery, we're thinking it might be just a bit too big for him, just that bit too heavy for the kind of riding we do. So potentially the CF Moto bike could be good for both of them, just that little bit of mid-range and a bit lighter. Yeah, so Mum's thinking she might potentially be leaning towards the CF Moto, depending how she likes it in the test ride, just because my Rally doesn't have enough power for her. She's thinking it just might be a bit too soft and the suspension might be a bit softer. We haven't actually seen any of the CF Motos out on the trails yet, seeing we haven't been riding too much, but apparently since they're pretty new into Australia, they've been super popular. We also considered the Himalayan, but just it doesn't really fit the bill for what we're doing. So we're just approaching Rainbow Beach now. We're probably only a couple k's away, and then we'll reassess what we're doing, because I'm not sure if we're going to go back the beach road, what we just did, or cut through another way that we sometimes do. We'll see how we go anyway, but it's perfect weather, so if we do go back the beach road, it looks like it'll be alright.